We all have a story to tell. A gem of wisdom, a little tale, or just something to make you laugh. Do you want to hear some? Then welcome to Anecdotes. Today on Anecdotes, we're talking to Alex Garcia and Bill Rainey, the producers of the New Orleans 48-Hour Film Project. Today on Anecdotes, we're talking to the New Orleans 48-Hour Film Festival team. With Bill Rainey and Alex Garcia.
Hey.
So thanks so much for being with us today.
Happy to be here.
Well, we have so much to talk about because the festival is going to be coming up again soon. Let's see, we're in March now, and when do you usually get started? When is the beginning process for the 48 as far as signing up and all of that?
Well, we'll open registration usually at the end of May, beginning of June, and we'll start doing our mixers about that time where people can get together and talk to each other and try to recruit team members. But the film project itself will begin probably late July, early August.
Okay.
That's kind of what we're looking at, hoping that we can lock down the theater and get the right dates. But yes.
Well, this event has been growing too. Like it seems like every year there are more films. How many films do you think we'll have this year?
Well, we're looking to cap it this year at 48. We want to have 48 films in 48 hours. That's kind of our little tagline this year. And the hope is that, last year we had 54 filmmakers and film teams that wanted to compete. We only had room for 42. So we're going to open up one more screening group and allow more teams to compete so we can hit that 48 cap.
And I thought the quality of films this year was just tremendous. I mean, there were some really, really good films. Do you find that as it grows and progresses, that it's getting more, better quality?
Oh, yes, most definitely. I think the great thing about it is that this project is always like a progress report for the independent filmmaking community in New Orleans and in Louisiana in general. And so seeing what you would find in 2007, for instance, where, you had 13 teams and you had, films like screening. Now we have like 40 that were actually on time last year. The idea that the quality gets so much better, it's really amazing.
It is, and the films were just so good, really, this year. How about as far as people submitting them on time? Is that a difficult thing? Because it's such a short window of time to write, shoot, edit, complete the film. What's your percentage of people that turn their films in on time?
Well, last year, in 2011, we had 27 out of 38, I believe, that turned in on time. And this year, we actually only had maybe 2 teams that weren't on time.
Now, if you don't complete the film on time, do you still get to show the film at the festival?
Most definitely. You still get to show the film at the festival. We definitely encourage you to show your film at the festival. It's very important. It's a big part of what you've done, and the reward of being a part of this project is to be able to see everything on screen, basically going from concept to screen in less than a week.
Yeah, you put all those hours in, so you want it to be people to see it, so you feel like you did it for a reason.
Yeah, and that means a lot, I know, to the actors and everybody involved. You really want to see that completed product.
Exactly. One thing we, just to jump back a bit, we mentioned that we would be doing mixes ahead of time. We also going to be doing auditions. We tried that for the first time last year. It worked out real well, but just having it on one day, everybody can't make it. So we're going to have it on 2 days this time. This will give the team leaders the opportunity to see all actors and just really see what they can do.
Now you're the producer of the event, but have you been a filmmaker in the 48 before?
Oh, yes. In 2008, I had a team, some friends of mine from college. We got together and we had a lot of fun. We didn't get our filming on time. We were late, but it was a lot of fun. I remember the last day, 2 hours beforehand, we're rendering everything out. Everything's looking good. All of a sudden, lightning strikes a transformer and power goes out, middle of our render. So we end up being about 5-10 minutes late, which means that anything can pretty much happen during this competition. That happens too. In 2009, worked with a team, did a film called Awkward Man. That was a lot of fun with Zach Chino, who was actually the team leader that year. And then in 2010, friends and I got back together again and did another film called The World Series of Solitaire for the 48-hour film project then. It was a lot of fun. The next year, they were looking for a producer, basically, a city producer. And I've done festival production before in different capacities and been doing event production basically since high school, starting off with like concerts and things like that. And I wanted to get involved and really help out and maybe do a service to the amazing independent filmmaking community here. And so now I'm here.
Con los terroristas.
Harlem Shake.
Well, tell me about the judging process for the 48-hour film project. How do you go about, who are the judges and how do they go about judging the different films?
Well, we go about doing that by contacting locals in the industry that have a base here and who are invested in filmmaking in the local filmmaking community. We had a professor from Loyola who actually was Grammy nominated for a long-form music video. We had a program director of the Film Society, and we also had Jackie Morgan, who is a producer of films like Waiting and Love Liza, Bully, very, very accomplished independent producer. We had Chris Brown, who was a 2008 New Orleans producer. And we had Ashley Charbonnet, who runs Novak over there, doing great, great work.
Well, and how do they get to view? They have to watch all of the films. Is that right? Like all judges watch all films? How do you get the films to them?
Well, basically, we have to get them screeners. So they get every film by group on DVD. And they've got to watch it, and they've got to fill out a ballot, and there are always interesting comments. There's also a rubric of which they have to score the films, so for the overall, best film judging. And, also they have to pick winners of individual award categories.
Nice. So is it a numerical, scoring, or is it both? I guess because they make comments as well. But do they score? Is it a number of like 1 to 10 or?
Oh yeah, no, it's out of 100.
Out of 100. Okay.
Yeah, so there's a lot. I mean, it goes basically the adherence to the assignment, meaning that you get your prop, your line, your genre, and all that stuff correct, and you make a comedy that's actually a comedy, or you make a drama that's not a comedy, and then also you have to make sure to actually finish the film. And then, there's also that creativity aspect of it. That's a big, big part of their score.
So you get to know who's going to win before anybody else does.
Yeah, we do get the ballots first, then we get to sit there and go, oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, thinking,
stuff like that.
You're going to be happy tonight, I'm sure, when you see certain people as they're walking in,
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we were really, I was happy for the kids, the Keith Flippin kids, for Zombie in the Brain. Shannon and Kirk are great. That whole team's really great. They were the first to sign up for the project.
Oh, nice.
They were the most enthusiastic about the entire thing. So, I mean, like, seeing people who, like, really are into it and really just enjoy being creative with friends, like, them actually, like, winning the project.
That's amazing. And, Bill, you have something called the Holding Tent. Can you tell me about that?
The Holding Tent is a resource page on Facebook. And it's there for people who want to work in the industry. And usually it's where extras go to get started, somebody who's never been in the business before. But it's really for anybody that's in the business, actors, extras, as I said. It's a good place to go and find work. What's unique about the page is we don't allow anyone to make comments on it. When you go on the page, all you're going to find is work opportunities. The way the work opportunities get there, we have made all of the casting directors in the state administrators. So they can go directly on the page and put what they need on the page. Sometimes I'll put it on for them, but they put it on themselves. It's a page that was started in August of 2011 with Jennifer Caliglia and I. And it's more than just work opportunities. There's a link at the top of the page on the right where you can click on files. There are 13 documents there that's going to answer every question you possibly want to know about the industry. Jennifer wrote basically all of those documents. I had a little bit of input in it, but I need to give her credit for that. So it's really a great place. If you want to be in the business, this is where you need to go. And as I tell actors, I know you don't usually do background, but this is an opportunity to maybe work as a stand-in or a photo double. Get on set, because that's where you want to be. Make some income while you're in between acting jobs, and just network with people.
For the 48-hour, I've been calling it the 48-hour film festival. That's really just the viewing portion of the film, watching the films.
Right.
It's actually the 48-hour film project. Is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
And can you tell me, what that's about? What the difference is between the two?
Yes. Well, the 48-hour film festival is a different organization. The 48-hour film project is actually the organization that started 11 years ago by Mark Rupert and Liz Langston. They were filmmakers living in Washington, D.C., and they wanted to have this film competition. They got teams together there, and then in successive years went to other cities. And what's been really successful for them is franchising it into what was now like 125 cities at Filmapalooza. That was crazy. And I mean, it goes all over the world. I mean, Beijing, Kuala Lumpur. I mean, this year, the 3 newest cities were Cape Town, South Africa, Amman, Jordan, and Jackson, Mississippi. I mean, it's just like everywhere. It's crazy.
I didn't realize that it was an international project. I really didn't. I don't think I knew that they were having 48-hour film projects all over the world. And so all of those films were represented in Filmapalooza.
Yeah, there are 125 films plus second chance films. The runners-up that basically entered an online competition to get into Filmapalooza because there are a lot of great films. And, so, it was great. One of the great things about it was when we got to go to Filmapalooza and see all these films was see their incredible amounts of diversity because you have all these different cities. So, I mean, like you're seeing basically what each culture is represented in so many different places around the world. And you see the diversity of films. It's incredible.
Well, what film won this year?
The film that won, it was called, it was The Last Role of Jacques Serre, and it's out of Paris, France. And it was hilarious. It was almost like a serious French film combined with Weekend at Bernie's. So you can imagine, it's pretty amazing.
Wow.
Yeah. And just to see the quality of film, I mean, like, every film is just mind-blowingly good at the competition. There are just so many films that, when you think that these people had 48 hours to make a film all over the world, like, it's just great to see.
One thing we're trying to do is get the Filmapalooza to come to New Orleans in 2014. We're one of 2 cities, so that gives us a 50-50 chance, but it'll be really great exposure, and the people, will get to see, just really see our city and see how interested we are here in the film industry.
And our film community has really grown. And then nobody puts on a better party than us, so this would be a great place, don't you think? Combine the
Definitely.
two.
We can have a great party here, and we'd love to bring filmmakers from around the world here and just, see New Orleans and see the local filmmaking community. I mean, it's amazing what's happened here. I mean, in the past, 7 to 10 years in the local filmmaking community, so many people have come here, and then so many local homegrown artists have really made their way and made a name for themselves coming out of here. And, we want to show the world that what we've got, basically.
Well, can you tell me your website link that we can go and look up the information for this coming year?
Most definitely. 48hourfilm.com. That is where you go for the main event for all the cities around the world. We're actually 48hourfilm.com/New Orleans. And then our Facebook page is where you get a lot of the information on the local event. And that is at facebook.com/48NOLA.
And Bill, you have a Facebook page.
Right, the Hold Intent is on Facebook, so you just look for the Hold Intent. There's a Hold Intent discussion page. That's where we allow people to make their comments. So just when you pull up the Hold Intent on Facebook, just look for the one that has 7,000 members. That'll tell you which one that you need to go with.
Okay, well, I know I'm excited about the film project this year, and I bet you guys are too.
Oh yeah, we're ready to go.
And good, sounds good. So I will be looking forward to getting all the information from y'all about, what's coming up and how to get started and when to get started. And we'll see you again next year.
Sounds
Thank
great.
you very much.